GPO gets too much hate, and in this video I'll be showing you guys first why it gets too much hate. I'll show you a couple of examples of the hate it gets, and I'll tell you why it doesn't deserve the hate it gets. So let's start. First, I decided to show you guys the examples of hate. So on the screen currently you can see a couple of thumbnails that the YouTubers make, including me. That's one of mine, where I basically kind of overtly shit on GPO a lot on the title. As you can see, my thumbnail says GPO is garbage. I don't actually think that, otherwise I would be making videos on that. But realistically, it's just the game as a whole has negatives, but it seems like many YouTubers are bringing that up constantly, and that's probably because it does have these negatives as well. But there are also unwarranted hate, like let's say when the Cupid's wand was released and the comment section was filled with nobody cares about this, release mochi, we don't care about this, your game's dying if you don't drop update 5 already. Now as a community we have already known that it takes a couple of months for the updates to drop, so I just like you am impatient and I'm waiting for the updates, and I understand, but I feel like we give too much shit to the developers who probably work hard, even though some developers do play some deep working instead of developing. Man, you can't expect these developers to be working all the time because they have their own lives, so you have to look at it from your own selfish perspective and look at it from their perspective. Imagine being them, put yourself in their shoes. Now look at it from Binary stance, look at it from Fuya stance, and look like, sure they have responsibility, but I mean they could drop the game anytime. Like they could just stop updating GPO, so they just, because they already made money, there's no point in them making that Cupid's one if they didn't want to. But they're doing it because it seems like they actually are interested in keeping the game alive. I'm not gonna say they're passionate because I don't know if they're passionate about GPO, so I'm not gonna go that far. But I'm gonna say that they do want to keep the game alive, which is why they put it updates. That's why they Cupid's one was released. So it's basically like a message that says, wait, the update's coming, we're still making stuff, we're not sleeping, we're not playing deep work, and some of them are. Regardless, I feel like the game gets too much hate and it gets compared too much, and it gets called bandit beater and all of this stuff, but in reality all games are bandit beater. Alright, Deep Woken is a bandit beater, Rogue Lineage was kind of a bandit beater. All of these games are bandit beaters, realistically. To be honest, it gets too much hate. I'd say this is the best One Piece game like currently on Roblox. You can say, oh no, but there is like One Piece Blue but active. Which one has a player base that's currently running? The One Piece Blue is dead, it's closed off. There's not really a One Piece game that can kind of compete with GPO currently, so it's the best One Piece game we have. So I feel like we have to feel some kind of gratitude that the game has not been abandoned. Otherwise we'd have to go back to Blox Fruits, which is basically GPO with no graphics if you remove all the visual aspects of it, pretty much. And GPO is basically a Blox Fruit with better, amazing graphics basically. So realistically, I'd say we give this game too much hate. I do too. I mean, my thumbnails occasionally I do kind of get toxic with it. I do attack the game a lot, but that's all due to me wanting to make intriguing thumbnails and titles. So that's why I use this kind of like controversial, like GPO is garbage. Of course it's not garbage, right? But as a whole, I feel like YouTubers contribute to this. The player base are impatient and are rude and toxic because probably due to the YouTubers that influence them, because the GPO community watches them and then they kind of adapt and get influenced by that and start acting in the same way. In reality, I do agree that we should not pressure them like that, but we should be asking the developers when is the update coming up. And then when they tell us, we wait for it. We should not pressure them to or attack them or insult them for not updating as soon as we want it, so that's just basically the premise of this. I feel like I have given too much heat to these developers and I do feel bad for them, as much as how certain aspects of GPO are bad, and I will expose it and I will talk about it, but I also have to appreciate that there are good parts of it. But that's all I really had to say, and that's all. Peace out.